A new wave of crash test footage is circulating online this week, and it's reigniting a blunt conversation about how far vehicle safety has come and how unforgiving older designs can be when metal meets metal. The videos, pulled from decades of testing by safety organizations and researchers, show what happens when cars built before modern crumple zones, airbags, and electronic stability control collide at speed. Safety experts say the clips can be hard to watch, but they also make one point unmistakably clear. Dangerous isn't just about speed or driving behavior. It can be built into structure, restraint systems, and the way a vehicle manages crash energy. Before we get into the list, a quick note on what these compilations usually mean by most dangerous. In most cases, it's not a legal designation, and it doesn't always refer to a single official score. It typically means cars that performed notably poorly in crash testing available at the time, or that illustrate well-known safety shortcomings, like severe cabin intrusion, weak roof strength, inadequate side protection, or fire risk after impact. It also matters what you compare them to. A small economy car from the 1980s will generally look far worse next to a modern sedan, because standards, materials, and engineering changed dramatically. With that context, here are 10 vehicles that routinely show up in retrospectives as some of the most alarming examples ever put in front of crash test cameras, along with why they're remembered and what their tests taught the industry. First, the 1959 Chevrolet Bel Air, often shown in a head-to-head crash with a much newer midsize sedan. In that well-known offset frontal test, the classic car's heavy steel body doesn't win. Instead, it transfers crash forces straight into the passenger compartment. The steering column and dashboard area can drive back toward where a driver would be sitting, and the cabin can deform in ways modern cars are specifically designed to prevent. Engineers say the takeaway is that weight alone doesn't equal safety. Modern vehicles are built to absorb energy in controlled crumple zones while keeping a survival space intact. Older cars, even when they look solid, often lack that engineered collapse. Second, the Ford Pinto, most associated with 1970s-era safety controversy. In crash safety discussions, the Pinto is frequently cited because of concerns around fuel system integrity in certain rear impact scenarios. The broader issue here is what happens after the crash. A survivable impact can become deadly if it leads to a fuel leak and fire. Over time, fuel tank placement, shielding, and testing requirements evolved, and fire risk management became a more central part of safety engineering. The Pinto's legacy, fairly or not in every specific clip, helped push public awareness that crash safety includes what happens in the seconds after the impact, not just the moment of contact. Third, the original Volkswagen Beetle, iconic, beloved, and in many crash test contexts, deeply outmatched by modern structures. The Beetle's design dates to a time before today's standards for frontal crash protection, side impact reinforcement, and occupant restraints. In many tests and reconstructions, the car's smaller size, minimal crush space, and limited protection around occupants can lead to high intrusion and high forces on the body. Safety analysts emphasize that this is not a criticism of the Beetle as a cultural symbol. It's simply an illustration of how much the basic safety cage plus controlled crumple philosophy has advanced. Fourth, the Jeep CJ series, often singled out less for a single crash test moment and more for a pattern of rollover risk and limited occupant protection by modern expectations. Older, short-wheelbase SUVs with a higher center of gravity can be more prone to rolling during abrupt maneuvers or when tripping on a curb, soft shoulder, or obstacle. In a rollover, roof strength, restraint use, and door integrity become critical. In older designs, roof crush and occupant ejection risk are recurring concerns in safety discussions. Today, stability control systems, improved roof strength standards, and advanced airbags, especially side curtain airbags, are key reasons modern SUVs can look dramatically safer in comparable scenarios. Fifth, the Suzuki Samurai, another vehicle frequently brought up in most dangerous roundups because of historic controversy over rollover propensity. The Samurai's reputation was shaped by public debate and testing disputes, but in the broader crash safety conversation, it represents a real engineering challenge. Narrow track width, A taller profile and older suspension tuning can reduce stability margins, especially during sudden lane changes. The modern safety lesson is that stability is now treated as a core safety feature. Electronic stability control, now common, can prevent many loss-of-control crashes before they ever become rollovers. 6. The Yugo GV, the budget hatchback that became shorthand for cheap car. In crash test compilations, the Yugo is often used as an example of what happens when a small, low-cost vehicle is built with limited structural reinforcement and minimal restraint technology. In impacts that modern cars might manage with airbags, pretensioning seatbelts, and engineered load paths, older subcompacts may show rapid cabin deformation and higher injury risk. Experts caution that not every low-cost car is unsafe, but they note that in earlier decades, budget cars often lagged behind on structure and safety equipment, partly because standards were different, and partly because consumer demand for safety features wasn't as strong as it is today. 7th, the Geo Metro, a lightweight economy car that appears often in crash test retrospectives for one reason. Physics is unforgiving. In multi-vehicle crashes, being very small and very light typically puts occupants at a disadvantage, especially if the vehicle also lacks modern crash management and side protection. In many test clips and analyses, the Metro's small crush space can mean that forces reach the cabin quickly. Modern small cars are significantly improved, but safety researchers still point out that mass disparity in real-world crashes remains a factor. One reason ratings now consider compatibility, and why modern designs try to manage how a vehicle's front end interacts with others. 8th, early-generation Hyundai Excel models, another common entry in these lists as an example of early budget motoring with limited passive safety by modern measures. In the late 20th century, many entry-level cars were sold without the airbags, side impact beams, and advanced belt systems buyers now assume are standard. In a frontal crash, the difference between a basic belt and a belt with pretensioners and load limiters can be significant. In a side impact, the difference between a reinforced door structure and one without robust side intrusion protection can be the difference between serious injury and survivable outcomes. The Excel's appearance in these compilations is less about a single infamous crash and more about that older baseline. 9th, the early Dodge Omni and Plymouth Horizon, compact cars that show up in older crash footage and safety discussions as representative of an era when small cars had less sophisticated crash structures than modern vehicles. When you watch older frontal tests, a recurring theme is the steering column and footwell area moving rearward, putting legs, chest, and head at risk. Modern cars are designed to manage those intrusions, with collapsible steering columns, stronger occupant compartments, and better restraint timing. Safety engineers say these older compacts are a reminder that it has seatbelts is not the same as it manages crash energy well. 10th, the original Classic Mini, another historic icon that can look brutally vulnerable in modern-style crash testing. Its tiny size leaves very little crush space ahead of occupants, and in many impacts, there's simply not enough room to slow the body down gradually before the cabin is compromised. It's a stark demonstration of why today's safest cars combine multiple layers of protection: structure, restraints, airbags, and crash avoidance technologies. In older microcars, even low to moderate speed crashes can produce severe occupant forces if the car can't absorb energy progressively. Across all 10, the same patterns come up again and again in the footage. The passenger compartment doesn't stay intact. The dashboard and steering components move into the occupant space. Doors can fail, roofs can crush, and restraints may be too basic to control the body's movement. And just as important, these older vehicles often lack the crash avoidance features that prevent the impact in the first place, like anti-lock brakes, stability control, and modern tire and suspension setups tuned for emergency maneuvers. Safety experts also point out what the crash test clips don't always show. They don't show maintenance condition, tire quality, or whether a vehicle has been repaired after previous damage. They often don't show whether occupants are belted, and they don't always reflect the wide variety of real-world crash angles. but they do capture something that data supports. Vehicle safety has improved dramatically, particularly since the 1990s and 2000s, as regulations tightened and consumer rating programs pushed automakers to compete on crash performance. So what should viewers do with this information? Especially anyone who drives an older car, shops for a cheap used vehicle, or is restoring a classic. The first advice from safety advocates is to separate nostalgia from risk. A classic car can be a joy to own, but it shouldn't be treated like a modern daily driver if safety is the top priority. If you do drive older vehicles, experts recommend wearing seatbelts every time, ensuring tires and brakes are in top condition, and being realistic about how the car will perform in a crash compared to today's traffic. For used car buyers on a budget, safety specialists suggest prioritizing vehicles with side curtain airbags, electronic stability control, and strong independent crash test ratings, even if it means buying an older model from a safer generation rather than a newer model from a weaker one. And if you're comparing small cars, remember that modern engineering can make a small vehicle far safer than its predecessors. But size and crash compatibility still matter in real-world multi-vehicle collisions. The bottom line from the renewed attention is simple. Those dramatic crash test videos aren't just shock content. They're a time capsule of what we used to accept, and a reminder that many of today's ordinary safety features were paid for with lessons learned the hard way. And as these clips continue to spread, safety researchers say the best outcome isn't fear. It's informed choices. Safer cars on the road, better driving habits, and a clearer understanding that in a crash, engineering matters as much as anything else.